Hi, I'm Brad with Fencer Cranes. Today we're talking about couplings, gears and drive components, the small parts that keep your crane moving. When they fail, your entire crane can be out of service. So couplings connect the motor to the gearbox, and gearboxes transmit power to the drum and rope. If a coupling insert fails or the gearbox oil runs low, your crane won't just slow down, it stops. Sometimes a $50 part can take down a $50,000 crane. So spider couplings. This is the spider coupling. Right? We need to inspect the rubber or the polyurethane insert for cracking, missing chunks or hardness. Check hubs for wear or misalignment. Pin and push couplings. Those are on older Shawbox, some Kone and GH hoists. Inspect for worn bushes or elongated holes, right? Accessibility. Not all couplings can be inspected during a routine annual inspection. On many hoists, the coupling sits inside the actual rope drum, right? So your motor bolts to the outside and your coupling drives through it, meaning you'd have to remove the motor to see it. So because of this, several OEMs recommend replacing the coupling on a fixed interval. Every 5 years is the most common. Even if there are no visible issues, this prevents unseen deterioration that could lead to sudden failure. Failure symptoms: vibration or knocking noises may be clear signs of wear. So this would be common of your coupling bushing going, right? The more it does that, eventually this part of your spider coupling becomes unusable and you'll end up having to replace the whole thing if your insert fails completely, right? So you'll hear much louder banging than what you may have heard there now. It's the steel hitting noise, right? At that point, the damage usually extends beyond the insert and the entire coupling assembly most likely will need to be replaced. Replacing these coupling assemblies can range anywhere between a 4-hour job to a whole day job, right? CSA B167 requires these couplings to be included in both frequent and periodic inspections when accessible. My advice on these couplings is to review the manufacturer's manual, right? The manual that you get from the manufacturer, which will give you their guideline on when that coupling should be replaced. That's what you need to follow, right? Gearboxes, so oil checks. Not all manufacturers are the same. Check the OEM manual for your hoist. For example, R&M Spacemaster specifies annual checks of oil level and condition, right? They use an ISO VG220 or 320 oil. Condra Cranes calls for EP90 GL5 oil, and they say check every 3 to 6 months depending on duty cycle. The Street, like the ZX4, specifies gear oil changes based on duty class, right? Some inspection points: check for oil leaks at seals, right? If your seals are leaking, chances are your gearbox got no oil in it, right? You can keep topping it up, and we've seen that at some facilities where they'll just keep filling the oil up, but as fast as you fill it, it's draining out, so you're kind of just wasting your time, right? All you're doing is making or causing a safety concern somewhere else in the facility, right? Slips and trips, and these are common hazards, right? Or you're trying to climb around the crane and it's full of oil. We need to avoid this. So listen for grinding or whining noises. This generally indicates bearing or gear wear, right? Except for a hoist like the Condra. Condra is generally a noisy hoist. It's just how they make them, right? I don't think they polish their gears when they assemble these hoists. It's their gearboxes are a bit of less quality compared to the European standards on gears, right? Check breather plugs. So a clogged breather plug can cause oil leaks, right? The box builds up pressure and it can't escape. CSA B167 says gearboxes must be checked for lubrication, leakage, and abnormal noise during your inspections. So some real-world failures. We've seen many cases where ignored couplings caused days of downtime. One customer lost a full week of production because a worn $60 coupling insert, right, took the crane out of service until parts arrived. And remember, once the inserts fail and steel is hitting steel, you're usually beyond simple repair. At that point, you're likely looking at replacing the entire coupling assembly, not just the insert, right? So what should you do? Inspect accessible couplings for wear at every scheduled service, right? If your coupling is hidden inside the drum, follow OEM recommendations, often replacement every 5 years. Pay attention to unusual vibration, knocking or banging sounds. Check gearbox oil regularly and follow OEM intervals. Replace coupling inserts or assemblies before they fail, not after. And always use OEM specified lubricants and parts, right? So here at Fencer Cranes, we specialize in servicing couplings, gearboxes, and drive components for Demag, R&M, Condra, Street, Gearbox, Kone, GH, and many other brands, right? All our training and information videos, such as this one, they're available on our YouTube channel, Fencer Cranes. So follow this page and like and subscribe our YouTube channel for more safety and maintenance insights. My name is Bradley Sliedrecht. I'm the president of Fencer Cranes. I've been a crane technician since 1996. And thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.